read the lines on the page. Can't let you know that I still think about. Stay on the screenplay. Don't let my eyes give it away. Can't let you know that I still think about.
Hi, I'm Dakota Arsenault from Live in Limbo, and I'm here today with Ralph.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. You've been racking up streams in this last year since your EP came out. It's been a really big year and a half or so for you.
Yeah.
That's exciting, isn't it?
It is. It makes me excited for the album.
That's good to hear. I'm going to be asking about that in a little bit. In the last year, you've done a ton of collaborating with Darcys, with TOBi, with Haney. What exactly are you looking for when you're collaborating? Is it different genres, getting your voice heard differently?
I don't know, everything. Like, definitely when it came to TOBi, that was me wanting to do a collab with someone who did... I mean, what he does is rap, I guess. Something that was like rap influenced, but like smart rap. Just someone who was really lyrical. So that was me reaching out to him. But and I guess with the Darcys, that was just more of a kind of like just an equal collaboration. And with Haney, that was I'd written with them in London, and then they had wanted to put the song out. So I don't know. I think it's equal parts kind of always keeping my ear to the ground and being intrigued and interested in different, artists that are emerging near me and in Toronto that I have access to. And then, also thinking about, genres of music that I think would sound interesting with what I do too. So
that's good. Are you looking specifically for someone to collaborate with on the writing side of things when you're looking for these sort of partnerships?
Both. It's really nice to write a song in the room with someone, but actually me and TOBi wrote that song separately.
Okay.
So it's totally, sometimes it's just situational and even if even if someone reached out to me from Europe, I wouldn't necessarily be able to be in the same room as them, but we could probably make a pretty cool song happen, via, email and phone. So I don't know. I'm so open-minded when it comes to collabs. Just, I think doing collaborations with people who have interesting music and are interested in, good lyrics.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Since we last spoke, you have released several music videos. The one I want to talk about first is Cold to the Touch. Like the others, it was directed by Gemma Warren.
Yeah.
It was fantastic, but kind of diverting away to your usual, more precise aesthetic that you're presenting, it was filmed in more diverse places in LA. You had a really beautiful cast. Was this something that you wanted to take differently with that song, or was this an idea that Gemma presented?
It really was Gem. I kind of let Gemma run with it. She had been in LA for a couple of days, and she'd gone down to kind of scout, and she cast people that she just stumbled upon in a very organic way. Just people who were interesting and kind of embodied, how diverse LA is and how full of character it is. So yeah, and then the twins, I think she met them through a friend who had shot them or something, and then the dad and his kid on the bike. She literally just saw them on the street and asked if they wanted to be in a music video. And then the couple who make out are actually just best friends in real life.
Oh.
Yeah, and we've stayed in touch. They're Ralph fans. So Gemma, it's so nice working with someone who understands your aesthetic and what you want, because I just fully trust her. I know that if I say, okay, cool, take it away, she'll come back at me with ideas that totally fit what I'm looking for and what I'm interested in, putting into an aesthetic treatment. So.
That's interesting. I think that really also shines through with her photography that she does as well.
For sure.
If you go through her website or her Instagram, there's definitely a real clear vision that she has. It's great to hear.
Yeah.
And then, your other recent video was for September Fades. It's definitely the most cinematic video that you've done so far, at least I think so. Did it feel differently making that one?
Well, we had a bigger budget thanks to Much Fact, RIP. So, I will say that you could make amazing stuff with $1,500, but having Much Fact funding was so wonderful for that video because, we got to have a bigger crew. We got to rent out, not just one motel room, but 5 motel rooms, and got to have proper lighting. And it was really nice working with a little bit of a bigger budget because we really got to precisely nail the vision that we had. And Gemma she really wanted to have this video that, showed these different lives in these different rooms and have that pan. And that was a tracking shot. So you really need a dolly and a tracking, all of these things, all this camera gear that that cost a little more. So we were really lucky to have that funding. So it definitely felt, it was nice because it felt like there was a sort of slow climb. You know, each video felt a little smoother, a little tighter. You have a bigger crew. You just, you know, it's not just me and Gemma trying to like tape together things on a wall. You know, you actually have people who I get to like just chill and focus on my performance. So yeah, I think every video has felt kind of like this slow progression towards professionality and just less stress.
That's good. For that video, did you feel more like an actor sort of cast in that role?
Kind of, I guess, because you know, I wasn't the only one mainly featured. I feel like we all had kind of equal parts. Yeah, it was nice. I felt like, and there was a lot more freedom with Tease. It was like choreographed dancing.
Yes.
But with September Fades, you know, Gemma was just like, okay, move. Just, you know, just move to the music as you hear it in your head. So that was nice to just have that like creative freedom, because it, I think, produces this very organic feel.
All right.
Yeah.
It's weird. Normally when I see motel scenes in movies, it's usually a lot more darker undertones to it, you know, whether it's stuff like Dallas Buyers Club or Neon Demon or Petrified Men. There's usually a lot of more suffering, despair, whereas this, it was all about the uplifting.
Did you... Okay, that's interesting, because I would say out of all the music videos, we definitely... Because the song has a bit more of a darker context to it. We did want the vibe of the video and the motel to have a bit more of this kind of dingy middle America kind of, you know, fall, cold air kind of feel to it. So I think as, you know, compared to like something like Cold to the Touch, which is like LA summer, bright colors, we did kind of want to have it this little, I guess like a little more eerie. Yeah. Even though I think that there are a lot of characters who are very exuberant and hopeful. There are moments, it's interesting too how people process the video, because there are moments that we've intentionally placed in there to give it a bit of a darkness, but not everyone always catches those moments. So it's always amazing for me to hear how it's interpreted, because I think with that video especially, I heard so many people have different ideas and opinions of who each character was and what the story was behind each character, and I mean that's cool. That's like ideal to me, you know, to each their own. That's awesome.
No, it's definitely set up where you can interpret it different ways and you can take different things from each of the characters and what their storylines actually mean. So that's really interesting to hear. Between screenplay, Young Hearts Run Free, and Girls Next Door, how close are we to getting a new album?
Very close.
Yeah.
It's been, you know, going into writing an album, I think you just imagine that you can just like bang it out. But putting out an album after an EP that you feel really good about there's a lot of pressure. You want to make sure that every song you love, you want to kind of have the ballad, but you also want to have the dance song, and you want to have the collab. You know, I've been very picky about making sure that it feels done. So I just didn't want to, you know, put out anything until I truly felt 100% proud of it. So without any, you know, details, I guess I'll say there's going to be another new song coming out, if not two, this summer, and then the album's coming out very early fall.
That's exciting. Yeah. Are all the songs that you've released so far, are they going to be on the album, or are they just more promotional singles? Yeah,
they're all... we kind of wanted to release songs that were going to be on the album just to give people a taste and get them a little excited about what was to come. Yeah, okay. And I wanted to give, I think September Fades and Girl Next Door are very different songs. So I wanted to kind of give people a little taste of, the album's going to be kind of, you know, it's going to be cohesive. It will sound like me, but there's a lot of different kind of sounds on there, which is nice.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
The old saying goes, you know, you have your whole life to write your debut album and 6 months to write your follow-up.
Yeah.
Going into that, did you struggle as far as coming up with new songs, or at least expressing yourself in different ways?
No, I have a million songs. That's the funny thing, is like there are so many songs that are not going to be on the album that were album contenders. Okay. So many songs. It's pretty crazy how many songs you write and then no one really hears them, you know? So it's never an issue of like, oh, like brain fart, I can't think of anything to write about. I always have content and lyrics just like coming out of my ears. But it's just a question of, is this song the one? Is this song good enough? Can I do better? I think that's always when you're an artist too, right? You're always like, can I do better though? Like, can I have a better song? And then, I mean, if you do that forever, then you'll just never put anything out. So.
That's good pressure to have on yourself though.
Yeah, for sure. You want to be a little bit of a perfectionist, I think. You know?
Now you're going to be like Carly Rae Jepsen and put out a B-sides album then?
I would love that, because I'm more of a B-sides girl. But Seeing how long it took to put an album, probably not. I think we're going to put out the album and then do some touring and do some shows and some more videos.
Well, that's exciting. For North by Northeast, which was just not too long ago, you were selected to curate a show at the Garrison, and you included TOBi, Hoodlum, Garcon, and others. How about did you go tackling that job?
I kind of looked at it as if I was making a playlist, but a live playlist. So I thought about all of the Toronto artists that I like and that I'm excited about, and some of the ones that, you know, there's lots of Toronto artists that we all know. Daniel Caesar, Charlotte Day Wilson. I wanted to kind of introduce some artists that I think maybe are still kind of like flying under the radar or up and coming.
Okay.
So, Garcon, as a band that I was introduced to by my manager, because she actually just started managing them as well.
Oh.
So I listened to their stuff and met them, and I was like, oh my god, these guys are so cool, and have the most amazing music videos. Like, talk to them about how much they do their music videos on. It's crazy. Like, their music videos are so professional and creative, and then I guess with the other artists, it's like friends of friends or word of mouth. You know, I think I'm always keen to hear what people are listening to. So obviously TOBi is like now a friend who I admire so much as a musician. Looney is a friend's new artist. He started managing her. And then just like a lot of, like word of mouth, and kind of deep internet, you know? So yeah, I just kind of wanted to like introduce people to artists that I was listening to that maybe haven't exploded yet, but I think will.
Yeah? Now, you've got some pretty big shows coming up, including at Elora River Fest, and, you know, you're going to be headlining your own shows. Is there something that you are now going to do to change the way you do your performance, add on to it? What's happening with that?
Well, we've added new songs to the set, so that's really fun. I have a new drummer and actually a new bandmate who does guitars and keys. We've just kind of expanded the band, which makes it, I think, a bit more dynamic and exciting to watch as an audience member. We have a new sign.
Ooh.
It lights up. And I think just like with each show you do and with each time you do a song, you just get more comfortable. And I think it just makes for a tighter, more comfortable performance, you know? The better we feel, the better we perform, the better it is for the audience.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me.
Thank you.
I look forward to hearing your new material.
Yeah.
Check out Ralph.
Tonight we'll have new material and potentially some dancers on stage.
Oh.
So, yeah, it'll be fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much.